He's the longest serving Republican in any city government within San Diego County. Rather, he was. As of this week, Gary Kendrick has jumped ship and joined the Democratic Party. The El Cajon City Council member, who has served for a quarter of a century, is here in studio to talk about this political shakeup. Thank you for being here.
You're welcome.
Let's start with the obvious question. Why now?
Well, this has been something I've been thinking about for many years. I've been trying to change the Republican Party from within. And I've had a few successes. We had a tow truck operator that contracted with the city, and we have a morals clause in our contract. And he was arrested at a bar wearing an SS uniform. And my fellow council members at the time were going to renew his contract with the city. And I said, what are you guys doing? This guy's a Nazi. We can't have a Nazi representing the city. So I was able to convince the other 4 members to flip their votes and ban him from contracting with the city. And I've gotten also some successes with community development block grant money, and that's where we give federal money to organizations and people within low-income districts.
But despite those successes, you decided this was the time for you to switch parties.
Yeah, this is the time because I came to the realization over the last year that the Republican Party is irredeemable.
Why do you say that?
I say it because they've become very racist in some circles. And a year ago, I voted against the city violating state law and allowing our police officers to, let me start that again. About a year ago, the mayor put forth a resolution to allow our police officers to violate state law, giving some protections to undocumented immigrants when it came to arresting them for very minor issues or no issues at all. And I immediately got a lot of negative feedback and threats from the MAGA community.
Was your concern with that the fact that you felt your municipal government was taking action that was flying in the face of state law, or was it with the action of immigration enforcement officers themselves, or a combination of both?
It's both, because we live in the United States and civil rights are just so important to me and to a lot of other people. And I saw this as a violation of civil rights. Everybody deserves to be protected by government. And the #1 mission of local government is to protect their citizens. We have children that are afraid to go to school because they're afraid their parents will be picked up, waiting for them to be taken home. We have pregnant women that are afraid to go to the doctor. They're afraid to be arrested by ICE at the doctor's office. And we have people that are afraid to go to church, people that are afraid to go shopping. In fact, the Hispanic community has set up an organization to go shopping for people that are too afraid to go shopping on their own.
So was this decision really morally motivated for you?
Oh, absolutely. I feel that I have a moral obligation to protect our citizens, no matter who they are. Some of the people in the Republican Party hate anyone that doesn't look like them, that doesn't worship like them, doesn't love like them. And that's terrible.
So you made quite a showing this week of officially switching your registration to be a Democrat. Why not say, I'm going to be an independent for a little while? Why this complete political 180?
Because I think the Democratic Party holds civil rights in high regard. And I believe in a lot of things that they believe in.
So I know the impetus for this decision was largely about immigration. Do you feel like your other values, say economics, after 50 years as a Republican, do you feel like those align now more with the Democratic Party?
Yes, they do. And over the last 10 years, I have allowed formerly homeless graduates from East County Transitional Living Center to live at my house. I always have at least 2 or 3 tenants that are there. And I'm associating with a lot of people that are their friends that don't make a whole lot of money. They're poor. There's nothing wrong with being poor. Being poor isn't bad, it's just being poor. And I hear their stories and their challenges, and I realize that the Republican Party just doesn't care a whole lot about people that don't make a whole lot of money.
So it sounds like this fierce immigration debate in your city was the final straw for you?
It was, and I feel that the Republican Party left me. I didn't leave them. They have become so extreme that I was embarrassed to be a Republican. I just couldn't defend them anymore because what they were doing was wrong.
Are you worried about political fallout from this decision?
No, because I got 85% of the last vote.
But they were voting for you as a Republican. Why do you trust that they're going to stick with you?
Well, right now, in my districts, 31% Republican, 31% Democrat, and the rest are declined to state or independents. And I've gone to virtually every household over the last 25 years in my district. And they know me, I know them, and they're good people. And I think when they hear my explanation, they're going to be just fine with it.
You are running for re-election this year.
I am running for re-election.
How will you still be representing your constituents' interests even after this party shift?
Well, I really haven't changed that much over the years. It's been a very slow change. And really the area that I represent, Fletcher Hills, has very low crime, very few homeless. It's a really good place to live, and I want to keep it like that.
Do you feel like this is going to dominate the conversation during your campaign and overshadow your record?
Oh, I'm very proud of my record, and I'm very proud of my stance that everybody, no matter what color they are, should be protected.
I spoke with the Republican mayor of El Cajon, Bill Wells, about your decision, and he accused you of being a fair-weather politician, of hoping to capitalize upon the Democratic Party's resources. Is that accurate?
No. In fact, unfortunately, the mayor's kind of passing through El Cajon right now. Every time that there's not an election for mayor, he's running for another office. And that's happened many times. So unfortunately, I don't think he's paying as much attention to the city as he should be because he's always running for another office.
You are now the only official Democrat sitting on the El Cajon City Council. How are you still going to be able to work with your colleagues?
Oh, I've worked with people on the other side of the aisle in Metro Wastewater, JPA. I've met a lot of really wonderful people, and it doesn't make any difference usually with their Republican or Democrat unless someone's a really rabid Republican, and then they hate everybody that's not a Republican.
Do you have higher political ambitions beyond the El Cajon City Council?
No, that's what makes me free to just concentrate on the city of El Cajon.
Can you remove partisan politics from City Hall? Should there be a place for partisan politics in municipal government?
No, I don't think so. I think people that want to go to higher office use that just to get publicity. With this resolution that was passed that I voted against and Michelle Mitchell, my colleague on the city council, voted against, only 2 cities out of 482 cities have passed a resolution like that, El Cajon and Huntington Beach. And I believe that we have to follow the law, otherwise there's anarchy.
Beyond immigration, tell me about your other policy positions that you feel align more with the Democratic Party.
Oh, I believe that since we spend about $23,000 a year on every student in California, that they should not have to be at school hungry, because if they can't think straight because they're so hungry, they're thinking about food, they're not going to learn. So it's good business, it's good economic sense to have free breakfasts and lunches for elementary and high school kids.
Do you expect other Republican elected officials to follow your lead?
Actually, I've had several Republican officials talk to me about jumping ship to the Democratic Party, but they're afraid right now. So I'm the first one, and I think a lot of them will follow my lead.
Before we sat down to have this conversation, you said you know where the skeletons are within the Republican Party here in San Diego County. Do you have gripes? Do you have qualms with the party?
Oh, yes. I think some of the members of the Republican Party have become very hateful for anybody that's not like them.
The mayor says El Cajon will remain a Republican stronghold. Do you think your decision portends a changing of the tides in any way?
I do. I think within the next 2 election cycles, there will be more Democrats in El Cajon City Council than Republicans.
What do you say to folks who say this is just a gambit to hold on to your seat?
Oh, I don't need that. I got 85% of the vote. You know, you pretty much can't get higher than that. So I didn't need to do this for political reasons. I do it for moral reasons. And that's my main thrust on this.
How much did your family factor into this decision?
Oh, tremendously, because my entire extended family are Democrats.
What about your family's history?
Well, it's interesting. My mom was living in Czechoslovakia when Hitler came in 1939. She was 20 years old. And she saw her boss, her friends, drug away by the Gestapo and never saw them again. And my grandfather took me to the Dachau concentration camp, which is now a museum, when I was 12 years old. Probably a little too young for that. But I remember seeing the ovens. I remember seeing the pictures of bodies in the ovens. And I remember going into the gas chambers, which are disguised as showers, and seeing the scratches on the ceilings that were made by people dying in a pyramid shape, where they'd scratch at the ceilings trying to get some air. And that had a profound effect on me. And I thought, why are they doing these people? Just because of their ethnic group and their religion. And so that stayed with me all these years. And that's why I've become furious when people of color or national origin are discriminated against. That has no place in America.
Where do you see your city, El Cajon, 10 years from now?
Oh, I see it with 100% Democratic city council, and I see lots of redevelopment going on. And we're doing a lot of things to lower crime in the city. I think our police department is absolutely wonderful. They don't want to be immigration enforcers. That's not what they're trained to do. That's not their job. And the public has to trust the police. They can't be afraid to call the police when there's a crime committed or as a witness, just because they're afraid that they or some undocumented friend will be deported.
Do you think you'll be a Democrat for the rest of your time in public service?
Certainly, as the Democratic Party has been, let's try that again. Yes, because I think the Republican Party is going to fade away because they're out of step with American values.
Are you worried about angering your constituents by saying something like that?
No. I mean, most of my constituents are good, decent people. And actually, a lot of people that are elected officials in the Republican Party are still my friends. A lot of them have called me and congratulated me, but they're just not ready to jump ship yet. I mean, they're having a hard time apologizing for what the Republican Party is doing. And it puts them in a really difficult position because a lot of them are really good moral people. And what a lot of the Republican Party is right now is not good and moral.
Well, thank you so much for joining us this morning, for explaining this decision. We very much appreciate your time.
Thank you.